Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Torchwood, as I adjust my hood. Last time on Torchwood, we had fragments, where most of the team was pretty much hit in a bombing attack, and we got the backstories of everyone, pretty much how they were recruited into Torchwood, which was really, really cool. And, that was basically it. It was a really great episode. I really enjoyed it. And then at the end, we learned that the person that set up the bombing was actually Captain John Hart, who is now in a vendetta against Jack Harkness and has actually found Jack's brother Gray. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we're going with that. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's stick to this episode and previous episodes of Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, Doctor Who, and Doctor Who Classic that I've reacted to. And yeah, just a quick note too, there won't be any Torchwood next week because I'm going to get through the final two episodes of Doctor Who Series 4, so episode 12 and episode 13. So yeah, Doctor Who will be taking over the Monday slot for next week, and then we're going to be coming back with Series 3 of Torchwood, which actually, because it's only 5 episodes long, I'm actually going to be watching them within 2 weeks, basically. So, the week after the Doctor Who finale, I will watch the first 3 episodes of Series 3 of Torchwood, all in that week, so Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, and then obviously Game of Thrones on Friday. And then the next week after that, I will watch the remaining 2 episodes of Series 3 on Sunday and Monday, and we'll be back to Doctor Who on that Wednesday. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the finale, the Series 2 finale of Torchwood. Here we go.
I was the only one who could ever control him. That's why the Time Agency partnered us.
Did you just say Time Agency? Don't tell me that's based in Cardiff too.
Alright, Jack. I mean, can you take him in a fight? The good thing is you shouldn't die.
I really do love you.
Man, all you're doing is just ruining his clothes.
I'm keeping more secrets than you'd ever believe. Like a Time Agency based in Cardiff?
Oh, it's not based in Cardiff.
Brilliant
Yeah.
secret. I ask you tell. Well done.
Yeah, way to blow it, Reese.
Answer.
Ah!
Why in the Lord's name we cast you out?
But shoot him!
There we are then.
Sorted.
I wonder where they're from. Like, what time? That could make a great Doctor Who episode, actually.
Suddenly you're anti-bondage? Why are you here?
He was chained up for a year by the Master.
Now you're interested in me. It's always the same. Nobody cares until you tie them up.
John is like Jack's master, really, now that I think about it.
You were very rude to me.
What?
Very rude indeed. Go on then. Stop me.
What?
I hope you can. Really?
You are weird.
No? Sorry.
No, what are you doing? Oh! He's blowing up Cardiff.
Oh my god.
What have you done? It's okay. It's all gonna be okay.
Can you... Oh no, oh no. Oh, and they're gone. Cardiff. Oh god. 27 AD?
You're a walking bomb.
Add to that a surveillance circuit to monitor my every word and action.
Huh.
How's me doing?
So John's being controlled? Oh shit, it's Gray.
Gray?
Is Gray the bad guy?
I never stop believing. Sorry's not good enough.
Oh, Gray's the bad guy. That's not, I mean, he can still survive that, but still. Maybe if you cut his head off, but even then. The head could survive. Should be the face of Bo.
People
Tell people that they are safe and that it is being dealt with. Get out there and do your jobs.
Damn.
Bloody impressive, mate.
She is that, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Forget Torchwood. She should be like the chief of police or something.
Your grave will be the city's foundations. Your blessing of life becomes a curse.
Each time
But you can't.
you revive with a throat full of earth. Each time it chokes you afresh and you thrash on the edge of death.
Okay, now I get it.
You think of me.
All right, calling a halt now. Can't let you do this.
Oh, Jesus. Come on, John.
No.
What's that?
It's a sentimental value.
I think it's a bit more than that. It's like a time ring. No, I'm thinking Dragon Ball. Sorry. Ow. Oh, God. That's gotta suck. I guess they probably don't have to... They don't have to go save Jack back in time. They can just dig him up and he'll still be alive. He'll just be 2,000 years older.
The molecules are unbonding. Just like we promised.
Ew. Ew.
See? Free man. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
I didn't have to come back here. I could have run.
Do you need a bandage? Ah, crap. Weevils. Oh, it's all the weevils. He's releasing them.
King of the Weevils, remember?
Oh, yeah. He does have that. I didn't realize that was still in effect. That's good, at least. And if there's any radiation, he can survive it? Maybe not.
You did what?
Yanto!
I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice.
Okay, can we just get these weevils into the cell?
If we don't find him, I'll kill you.
Right. Now.
Oh, dang it. Dang it, Gray.
Are you afraid?
I
Are
mean,
you sad? You can't tell me.
come on, don't tell me we're losing Tosh.
What's that?
What is that? Is it Jack? Oh my gosh, something's coming out of there. Oh shit.
I forgive you. How did you survive?
How long since you first discovered it?
3 days now. Just one signal. Regulars club.
Oh.
Where?
Oh, they found him.
It's here.
And now I need you to put me in the morgue. Freeze me. Set the alarm to defrost in 107 years' time.
Huh.
I forgive you, Gray.
Wow, that's incredible.
Don't you walk away from me. To leave you screaming in the dark. I will never absolve you.
Jack.
All of it, it's your fault.
Jack. Oh, Jack. Is he gonna do it? Oh! He's gonna smother him. Like, just snap his neck. Ooh.
Okay.
Adrenaline?
Come on, let's do this thing.
And, Tosh?
Thank you.
Aw.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what you're dying for. Man. I think we're gonna lose Tosh. I don't know how she can come back from that.
It'll trigger an emergency lock.
Uh-oh. Nope. That ain't happening. He's stuck.
Not like this! Give me one good bloody reason why. One good reason why I shouldn't keep screaming!
Because you're
Yeah, chill the fuck out, man. I know you're dying again, but jeez.
My body will slowly decompose as I watch.
Yeah, it won't kill you because you're already dead, but your entire body will be vaporized.
Pretend I was a medic. Because you were hungover and unreachable.
Was it space beak?
God, they're both going to die.
It's starting.
We are totally losing him.
It's alright.
Man.
Really, Tosh.
Well. There goes Owen.
Talk to me now. Come on. Hey, Tosh.
Oh my gosh, 2 deaths right in a row. You know, I had a hunch that someone was gonna die. I didn't think it'd be 2 people.
You cry, freeze him, and then what? Wake him up in 100 years, and he's miraculously better? Because that's not going to happen.
Oh, he didn't
Maybe
kill
killing
him.
him will be the release he needs.
I thought he killed him.
Rough death.
Just chloroformed him.
I just wanted to say, it's okay. It really is.
Are you sure?
I hope I did good.
Yeah. Got so much fucking crying.
Now we carry on.
Yeah.
I don't think I can, not after this.
You can.
Yeah.
We all can.
God, now there's just 3 of them.
The end is where we start from.
Alright. Okay. 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 Bloody Torchwood. How is it that these shows are just amazing? Doctor Who, consistently amazing. Is my camera angled weirdly? It is. It's kind of off. It's a little off. Hopefully, I'm sure no one noticed until now. But yeah, my camera's a little tilted. It's fine. It's too late now. Doctor Who is amazing. Torchwood is amazing. The Sarah Jane Adventures is amazing. I don't know, man. It's like, even when I go over to like the Arrowverse shows, it's like they have their ups and downs. I generally like them, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, Arrow has its low points, Supergirl has its low points and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, the Doctor Who shows have been like consistently good. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can keep a better eye on the time. Okay. Damn. Just fucking... It's like I keep stopping because I'm like, I think I have something to say. But I can't like form... I can't form words about this. So, let's just move on to the discussion. Let's go on to my notes. Yeah. Okay. So, the first note I wrote down doesn't apply anymore. The first thing I wrote down was John's love. John... So, John is not the bad guy. I do like that. Because when they were sort of showing him as the bad guy, it didn't really work. Like, okay, he was okay. He was okay. Like, I'm not saying, like, the performance didn't work or anything, but the motivation never worked. Like, the motivation that he's in love with Jack so much and wants Jack to spend more time with him. It's like, that didn't work. That didn't work. So, I do like that John was actually just a puppet in all this, you know. That works. And it's nice because that means... or did I say Jack? I meant John. Jack, John, so many J names. It doesn't help that Jack is played by John Barrowman. So, yeah. But, so yeah, I like that Jack... Dang it, that John was redeemed. Well, kind of redeemed. I mean, sort of like... It's not a full, like, well, now he's a good guy. It's like, oh, well, now we get it. He's just not a bad guy anymore. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So, yeah, I do like that they did that with John. Because although, I do have to say, John would have been an interesting villain. But they really would have had to have worked on his motivation. So, yeah. I wrote down the Rift aliens. I like the ones that they brought in. Like, obviously, you know, Gwen and the Cardiff police had the Weevils, which was, you know, pretty standard because the Weevils keep coming through the Rift. But, you know, Tosh and Yanto, like, they were like Grim Reapers, but they were like talking about taking out sinners and heathens. It's like, are they part of the church? Why do they have these dark cloaks and these scythes? It's like, well, that doesn't make sense. Am I missing something? Was that a thing? Like, maybe that was in, like, the Middle Ages, but yeah, I don't know about that one. So, yeah. And then Owen, when he found his alien, which kind of looked like, it kind of had, like, the face of a Weevil, but the body was so different. So that was interesting, and maybe we could see that alien, or that species of alien again, maybe on Doctor Who or something. So that was at least cool, like, they brought in those aliens, and I do like that, you know, I feel like if this was on Doctor Who, like when those dudes with scythes, you know, started coming at them, it's like we'd have to go through a whole sequence of the Doctor running and trying to do stuff with like his sonic screwdriver in order to knock them out. I like that immediately Tosh and Yanto just pull out their guns and just shoot him. It's like, yes, that's perfect. I love that they do that. But they could only do that on Torchwood. They wouldn't even do that on, like... They wouldn't do that on Sarah Jane or Doctor Who. So, yeah. The next thing I wrote down was the explosions. So that was also interesting. That was kind of... I guess you could look back at that and say that was just a way for Gray to get the rest of the team away from Torchwood. You know, because they did that whole thing where it's like, okay, well, you have to go deal with the aliens. Like, okay, well, once you deal with the aliens, then they could go back to the hub. But then you include the bombs, so it's like everyone has to keep going with what they're doing. Including, you know, someone having to get to that nuclear power plant to stabilize it, basically. The next thing I wrote down was Gray. So that is definitely an interesting twist, because the way they show it last episode is that John is gonna be the bad guy and he's holding Gray as a hostage, basically. So that's really interesting that it was basically a role reversal where Gray is the evil mastermind and he's using John basically to get to Jack. So that was really good and really clever. And Gray did make for a good bad guy. I don't think he was like menacing or anything, but he did work and the motivations were there, even though technically that wasn't Jack's fault that all this happened. You know, but you can see like both sides of it. So yeah, and we don't know like how screwed up he got from being held prisoner for so many years. So yeah. So that was an interesting twist. It also seems to be that with Torchwood, like I tend to notice like with Doctor Who, there seems to be a pattern going on with Doctor Who, is that we keep using a classic Doctor Who villain as the series finale villain. So series 1, it was the Dalek. Series 2, it was the Cybermen and the Dalek. Series 3, it was the Master. So it makes me wonder what we're getting for series 4. And so on and so forth, obviously. But, so that's interesting. I was wondering, like, okay, is there going to be, like, a pattern with Torchwood? And I was kind of thinking, like, okay, well, what did we have, last series? And it's like, okay, well, we had the End of Days and Billis releasing Abaddon. It's like, are we going to do another sort of End of Days? Is John going to try to destroy the world? And I was like, well, that doesn't... Even still, like, even if John stayed the bad guy, that doesn't seem like that would be what John would do. So, I like that, it seems to be that the twist, okay, the pattern seems to be in the villain. Because series 1, we had Billis, and he was in Captain Jack Harkness, and then he was in End of Days. But then it's revealed that Billis isn't the ultimate villain of the series, because then he releases Abaddon. So, he's just part of the plan to release Abaddon. So that's the interesting thing. So first we have, Billis, and then we have Abaddon. Here, it is sort of the same thing. It's sort of a different, like, we start off with one villain, but we have a different one in the series finale, or series finale, season finale, whatever you want to call it. So, in this one, we thought last episode, and for, the good maybe first quarter of this episode, that the villain was going to be John. But then they make it a bit of a twist that Gray is actually the villain, and John was just a means to an end, basically, like Billis was. Billis was a means to bringing forth Abaddon, because he was the one who was manipulating the Torchwood crew into opening the rift and releasing Abaddon. Whereas here, John is being manipulated into, well, not, fully manipulated, but he's being coerced into doing this so that Gray's plan can work, basically. So yeah, that was really good. Gray was interesting, and I like that we have a bit of a pattern going. Now, whether or not this will continue next series, because there's like 5 episodes, I have no idea, but yeah. I get the feeling that it's going to be more just one continuing story for Series 3. Maybe even Series 4, I hear that one also has the name. Like, I think Torchwood Series 3 is called Children of Earth. And because it's 5 episodes, I assume it's just one overarching story. But I don't know if that's going to happen in Series 4, but it's going to be a bit before we get there. Yeah. The next thing I wrote down was Jack buried alive. Man, how many times does he have to go back and live through everything and get back to the present? Like, oh my gosh. So Jack is 2,000 years older now. That is crazy. Because at first when Gray was talking about, like, killing Jack and stuff, I was like, you can't kill Jack. What are you talking about? But then, it kind of goes into, it's like, no, I'm going to take your life. Not that I'm going to kill you, I'm going to take your life. And so Cardiff will be built on your grave. And every time you're going to revive and then choke and suffocate on the dirt. So that was interesting, and I like that. Especially because Jack can survive that. So Jack had to survive 2,000 years, basically, almost 2,000 years, to where he was actually found by Torchwood in 1901, who actually found the signal from John's ring, which was clever. I like that, John did that. So, yeah, so they found him, thought that he was their Jack Harkness, and he's like, no, I'm from the future, I've crossed my own timeline again. And, well, he's about to cross his own timeline, again. And they basically just had to freeze him until now. Until this episode, which is crazy to think. So, yeah, did no one ever, I guess they would have already known that cabinet in the morgue is already in use. But it's did no one knew that Jack was there? He's been there this whole time. It's that's so crazy. Throughout all of Torchwood, throughout this whole show, Jack has been in that cabinet. That's crazy. I wrote down Owen and Tosh. Okay, I had a hunch that someone was going to die, because I was like, that seems like, something that could change the status quo for this season. At the end, where it's okay, well, next season, now we have to adjust to not having someone. And I was like, could it be Owen? It's I don't know. But then, not only is it Owen, it's Owen and Tosh. It's oh, come on. Which, we've already gone through Owen's death this season. We already went through that, and they pull it again. Pretty much by the only way he could die again is just having his body completely rot away until it's nothing. And then on top of that, because they don't have a medic anymore, they can't save Tosh from being, shot. So, yeah, that's crazy that Torchwood basically upped the ante from... Because any show could... A lot of shows will kill a character, towards the end of a season. But Torchwood takes it a step further and kills 2 people, one of them who is already technically dead. So, yeah, that's crazy. And now, just to know that we're down... It's Torchwood had a relatively small team, but when you take 2 of them away, it's whoa, we are really down. We're going to have to get a few more people. So, yeah. I wrote down Freezing Gray. I thought he killed him. I thought he freaking smothered him, but it seems that... Does Jack just carry a chloroform rag with him at all times? Has he had that for 2,000 years then? Where did he get that? So, yeah, I guess he chloroformed Gray and froze him. So maybe, he froze him, but he didn't kill him. And John has a point, what are you just going to wake him up in 100 years and hope he's changed his mind? It's not going to work like that. You should probably kill him. But Jack can't bring himself to do that. I thought that's what Jack was doing, though. So, yeah, it probably would be better to kill him, but I understand where Jack is coming from. He doesn't want to kill his brother. So, yeah. So that's interesting that he froze Gray, but it's what are you going to do with him? And then the last thing I wrote down was that there's no tie-in to Doctor Who. Because Series 1, at the end, we heard the TARDIS, and Jack went off to, go find the Doctor, which he did in Utopia. But yeah, no tie-in here. And actually, I kind of thought there would be a tie-in to Sarah Jane too, but nope. No tie-ins from either Sarah Jane or Torchwood. So yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, it's still possible that they could go get Jack or Sarah. It's possible, but I'm sorry, I thought there would be a tie-in. So yeah, no tie-ins, but that's fine. So yeah, we'll just have to see where we go. One more reminder that we are not going to have Torchwood next week. We are going to be finishing out Doctor Who Series 4, Episodes 12 and 13. And then I'm coming back for Series 3 of Torchwood in 2 weeks. Hooray! With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. Yeah. If you want to watch my Torchwood reactions, you can click on the playlist. You can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.